Greetings, friends, and welcome to BBP. I took a few weeks off to get recharged and reloaded, but it is so good to be back here with you again. Thank you for joining me. Now, recently I did a message about lukewarm living, or what God calls hypocrisy. And while I was putting that lesson together, I did a little research on the tastes and sensations of the tongue. I want to share with you an observation that came to mind when I was putting this lesson together and how we can apply this to our lives. Now, we all know that the tongue has taste buds, and the human tongue can distinguish 4 basic tastes: sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. Now, I want you to think for a minute about your personality and other people's personalities and everyone you meet. What is one of the biggest determining factors that goes into shaping or determining our personalities? It's what we speak. What comes out of our mouth has a lot to do with our personalities. If human beings didn't talk, we'd have a really tough time figuring out someone's personality. So with that in mind, I think it's interesting to see how our personalities line up with the tastes of the tongue. So let's take a look at that today and see what the Bible has to say about it. Now, people with a sweet personality, they're a joy to be around. They're always saying nice things. They don't complain about other people. They don't complain about their own circumstances. They practice what it says in Ephesians 4:29, to not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only that which is good and necessary for building other people up, that it may impart grace to the hearers. We all love to be around people with a sweet personality. Now, people with a sour personality, they're very cynical and they're always complaining. Nothing's ever good enough for them. No one can ever perform up to their standards. The Bible tells us to do all things without complaining and grumbling. God is not pleased with a complaining heart. People with a bitter personality, they've allowed anger and unforgiveness and resentment to build up in their hearts. And when they spit that poison out, it gets all over everyone around them. The Bible says to take care lest any root of bitterness spring up, because this is going to infect the people around us. Nobody wants to be around a bitter person. In fact, we do everything we can to avoid people like that. Now, people with a salty personality, their language is lewd and rude and crude. Everything in life gets filtered through an R-rated grid, and what comes out is nothing but vulgar talk. And it gets old real quick listening to people like this. But the Bible tells us to put away all filthy talk and obscenities and coarse joking. And you notice that people who are arrogant tend to have a salty personality. They think they can say anything they want to whomever they want, anytime they want, and get away with it. But this kind of language is not fitting for Christ followers. As far as that goes, it's not fitting for people who don't even know Jesus. And I have to say, for me personally, this is the type of person that I try to avoid at all costs. And I'll be honest with you, I used to be that person. And I used to be the sour person, and I used to be the bitter person. But God saved me out of all that. And now I want to be sweet. I want to be kind to everyone. So these are just a few of the observations of how our personalities tend to line up with the taste of our tongues. Now, next week, we're going to take a deeper look at this, and I'm going to make a pretty good case for living a life of sweetness or kindness. So come back next week and we'll drive it home. Thank you for joining me here today. And until next week, you keep your eyes on Jesus and not on your troubles. Thank you.